It's time to get it going with another game from the group stage. Here in the top left hand side, on Akontistes side, we have our Blueser player. Make some noise for Reynor. His opponent in the red instead, in the bottom right hand corner, of course. Korean Terran, it is Cure. We're watching these two players play against each other so many times, and it's always so interesting. Such a similar history between those two players, both being pretty much only recognized for their online results, and then surprising the world after a couple very good tournaments. And of course, we're talking Reynor, we're talking one of the world champions, so you know where this is going, right? We're talking two of the best players ever in the history of the game, and having them both in the group stage, yeah, makes life a little bit harder for everyone. See a Hatchcast pool on the side of Reynor, and a very standard Marine expand on the side of Cure. Kind of interested into this. I think it's gonna be just a scouting. Since there's not gonna be any Reaper, Cure just wants to make sure he's not gonna face anything too weird. Marine is gonna try to intercept the Overload before it gets on top of the pillar. He will manage to do so. Yes, we will check the timing of the natural and then just go back and be content with the piece of information he got. Reynor will barely save this Overload on this pillar. Not the best position to have an Overload on. You're not gonna get much information from this, but in the end, it's still better than losing all Overload. You're just not ready to lose yet. Couple links making their way through the map, trying to get some information for Reynor as well, since the Overload didn't quite manage. But yeah, the wall should be up very shortly. You're gonna catch a glimpse at the wall of... Oh, the Marine is in a bad spot. He's gonna take one for the team, but the links, yeah, they're gonna see a little bit about the game plan of Cure, which of course at this stage of the game is not much. It's just aliens, a reactor, and a 1/1/1 opener. It's gonna be Widow Mines after the first two aliens. I'm not sure if Cure wants to change stuff up since he got scouted, or he wasn't just really looking forward to invest into 4 or 6 aliens, sometimes even more. Very standard opener on both sides. It looks like one of the Widow Mines got cancelled and then remade. Oh, actually both of them got made. The second one just was... The fourth one, sorry, just didn't have enough resources to do it. Oh. Just 2 aliens. At this stage there should have been more. He doesn't manage to see the Widow Mine spawning from the factory. But I mean, I think Reynor knows what's up. I think Reynor is expecting this now. Oh, the Queens are just looking for a medivac. The guns are inject. Oh, maybe they're not looking for it. Spore crawlers are going up. Oh, is he gonna be in time? Medivac going straight into the main. 2 Queens ready to greet it. The Spore is in a little bit of an off spot. One of the Widow Mines immediately falls, the other does as well. The Medivac is really badly bruised. He's gonna try to head for the main. Widow Mine burrowing here on the ramp. Is he gonna take? Not much. And the Medevac goes down with the other Widow Mine. Such a clean defense from Reynor. Absolutely zero amount of damage taken. He has a lot of leans over here to check for the third expansion of Cure. Creep is also looking pretty solid on the side of Reynor. Nothing too crazy, nothing just out of the ordinary. It's looking solid. He's gonna have information if Cure decides to go for something aggressive. He's not gonna have much information in later stages if it stays like that. And much more creep to maneuver your army as quick as possible. He's gonna take these base over here and try to spread even more creep. You have a lair ongoing, a little bit on the earlier side, since it was like, I think it was like 4:30, something like that. Maybe a little bit later. And of course, double Evo chamber to support the tech that Reynor is putting on. 3 more Widow Mines gonna get scouted by the Lings, trying to make a move for Reynor himself. But in the end, they will retreat. Keeping a close eye on this one. As many links as possible, chase it down so the Widow Mines do not get the shot. All the Widow Mines get done immediately, and oh boy, did they get the shots. 7 drones and a million Zerglings have died with this. 21, like 20, right? Because one died in the early game. And it's 20 links and 7 drones. Yeah, I'd say it was worth the worth the shot for Cure, who's sending yet another. And he's going full into mech. Here comes the third Medevac. Yeah, that wasn't the best spot to fly onto, so he's just gonna retreat for the time being. Oh, yeah, just 1 drone. The Spore Crawler is not in the position, he's gonna try to get in there. I doubt this Medevac is ever gonna get more done, but yeah, more Widow Mine shots, hitting the jackpot. Oh, this Medevac is definitely dying. Oh, it's definitely dying. What? 5 health? Come on, Reynor. Oh, come on. No way. No way. This is unreal. Whatever. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Cure is doing a really good job at harassing his opponent and getting to the tech he wants. And honestly, seeing a mech build being ahead in supply compared to a Zerg, I think it's a first in my life. I definitely think it's a first. Benlin's with speed will not be able to catch these aliens. Meanwhile, I think the Widow Mine over here got even more kills. Oh my boy Cure, 20 drones killed. No, I think the aliens were fighting with the drones over here. I was checking for more Widow Mines. Such a hectic game for Cure. I have full vision of the map and I can't keep up with the amount of damage it's doing. His Medevac still surviving. And while the aliens doing a great job at putting creep behind. Like right now, creep is looking pretty good, but like against a mech army, it's not gonna be easy anyway. It's not like there's many tanks out yet. Yeah, he's producing 2 at a time. And honestly, his upgrades are looking kind of nice. Give us here, we get a little bit of information before falling down after stopping one of the tanks from being made with a how? I think it's called corruption, right? Anyway, 4 more drones are going to fall. And yes, guess do what? It's Widow Mines. 40 drones. Alright. These two aliens will finally get caught. Oh. Wow. Wow. That was close, right? You could even have escaped, but... Lots of good upgrades on both sides. The +2/+2 upgrade is the real spike in strength for the army of Cure. While Reynor is trying to buy himself time for a triple upgrade. +2/+2/+2. And of course adrenal glands to keep the lanes right on the spot every single time with an insanely fast attack speed. Reynor trying to double expand as well. These bases over here are not really that threatened by just Hellbats. I guess it is now, but yeah, the Ravagers are gonna make their way over here, and they're just gonna make very short work of this. 8 more drones falling over here to another Widow Mine. I don't know how Cure keeps on getting away with this. And I don't know how Reynor has 89 workers yet. Like, that is an accomplishment all in itself. I guess the real damage that Cure has been doing to Reynor with killing all these drones was just stopping him from taking too much ahead. Because his army, it's not like it's a late game army, but yeah, to be completely honest, the upgrades are kind of nice. Like, the hive is down, like, he only needs to trade this down. Of course, it comes a little bit too late, because you don't want to be tied in supply with a mech player for pretty much all of the game. You're always gonna be trying to be at least a little bit ahead and trying to harass it, trying to be the proactive player. But those Widowmine, man, those Widowmine. Alright, Valens and Ravagers doing a lot of AoE damage on top of these tanks. After all, I think it was a decent trade for Reynor. These are units he's not really gonna need much anymore. He's only replacing them with links, as you can see, 50 more links incoming. Just 4 roaches to just have a healthy amount of Ravagers on the field. Oh, but the links will not be building for a little while. That's actually quite a healthy amount of Ravagers already. These tanks need to back off from there. Going on creep, the reinforcements of Reynor will come in here very quickly, and these stores are really just not cutting it. The links are a little bit too good right now. +2/+2 and adrenal glands, and everything is just melting. Aliens fighting coming to the save. That wasn't a great save after all, was it? Ravagers raining balls down from the sky. You cannot fight a planetary fortress, but it's not gonna be long until you can, Reynor, with 3 Ultras in the making, and of course, the ever-needed Vipers. Oh, Finlines, they're gonna kill a lot of workers, and now the Ravagers can bring the battle to the planetary fortress and rain some more piles from the sky. 10 SUVs are going to fall. The Ravager army is running very short, but it looks like the army of Cure is not doing that much better either. Once the Ultras come out, once these +3/+3/+3 and chitinous plating upgrades kick in, there's not gonna be much story for Cure in this game. Oh, the Ultra trying to get ahead while the rest of the army is trying to target down Ravagers. The Ultra tanking a lot of damage right now. The Transfuses going on top of the Ultras to keep it alive. But the planetary fortress will finally give it the finish blow. Oh wow, so much AoE damage on the side of Reynor. All of the SCVs basically have died in these planetary Ravagers. Do they have enough files to kill these? Oh, they kill a lot of SCVs, but the planetary stays alive. More and more units swarming in from Reynor, and Cure just can't keep up. Lots of mules over here to try and repair this base and mine a little bit more from it in these desperate times for the Terran player. Even trying to get around by going, but yeah, the army of Reynor is absolutely insane right now. Even dropping down blinding clouds allowing his army to just walk on a red carpet into the middle of the red forces. Banelin's detonating on all of the mules, the planetary going down, and the GG gets called. Reynor takes game 1 of the series. Second set of this best of 3 here in the top left hand corner in the blue. It's the Zoun player currently at match point leading the series. Makes a noise for the Italian stallion, Reynor. His opponent in the red, he will not be felled that easily. Can he do it 2 times in a row and clinch the series? It is Cure. Alright, we had a pretty solid mech game that just didn't end up well, with Reynor just overtaking the map with his crazy good engagements. So I will be very surprised to see Cure going for the same strat again. I'm expecting him to actually go back to what he's best at, which is heavy drop bio. Of course, his Widow and drop were looking absolutely crazy. Amazing job at just destroying the economy of Reynor throughout the game. But you know what? It reminded me from something from the past. Like, do you remember when the whole meta of PvZ was just phoenixes killing a million drones, and the Zoun player just trying to have enough economy and army to survive the timing attack with Charge Bullet Immortal Archon from the Protoss? Yeah, it reminded me exactly of that. It didn't even matter that Cure killed like 60 drones. Reynor remade all of them, and he still had enough. It was an interesting game. But I do feel like Cure could have played the last few engagements a little bit better. It was kind of sloppy, even just trying to fight in the choke with that kind of army. I'm not too sure about it, especially since it was even on creep. It could have gone better for Cure, but of course, Reynor is not like the easiest player to counter, right? So it's perfectly understandable. On the side of Cure, we have the same opponent as before right now, going, of course, for Aliens, waiting for the reactor to be down before swapping, or even not swapping actually. Reactoring Marines, yeah, I do think he's gonna swap them. Come on. Just touch gas pool on the side of Reynor, nothing really out of the ordinary. Yeah, he's waiting for the Marines. Oh. Yeah, I guess he's going heavier into Marine style this time around. And a few outbats just for map control, just for a little bit of a scare maneuver mostly. While Reynor trying to break down the rocks on his side of the map. That choke point will do him no good at all. So, bringing it down is gonna be very useful. He started his lair in a minute from now in the previous game. It was kind of a different game. Oh, this time lots of Marines are gonna greet his overload. And yeah, you kind of know what's up, right? More Widow Mines in the making for Cure. But right now he's going heavily into bio. Still, Reynor needs to send his lanes before they can kill those rocks to just check what is up. And yeah, they will be greeted by, again, just 2 aliens. And look at this going, a Medivac flying in this time. 1 Widow Mine and a full backed Marine army. Double Tech Lab, of course you're gonna need combat shields, you're gonna need steam pack, you're gonna need all of the stuff. You're gonna need to start making marauders. Reynor will target down another overload. Of course the Queens are trying to make their way. Cure hiding the Widow Mine. For the time being, it's gonna be the first thing to get out of this Medivac as well. Oh yeah. Cure is not taking his chances, he's waiting for a better moment to strike. Actually, it was gonna be the last thing to drop down. You kinda wanna do the opposite. Oh yeah, Reynor is keeping track of this medevac this time. He doesn't want to find himself as behind as he was in the previous game. The layer is halfway through. Then again, it was at an earlier stage. And Reynor just always has information of these. The Widowman goes down. Will it take any good shot? No, it won't. You will just kill a single link. This time, the defense from Reynor is even cleaner than the first defense in game 1. A double Bailey nest might be a mistake, guys. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I want to watch this. Yeah, I know there's a medevac flying around, but double Bailey nest. Alright. He realized. Cure still looking to find some damage around. He's gonna find a creep tumor. But yeah, this time Reynor's creep spread is looking nothing short of amazing. But Cure not gonna do the same mistake as before. Not gonna let his opponent take the game to a later stage. He's gonna go all out with a very standard and powerful timing attack. Very ordinary. That's what I like to see. 2 medevacs, 2 tanks, a bunch of marines, and the aliens that survived the previous onslaught, which is in this case every single one of them, of course, because there was no onslaught. Alright, that's a lot of queens trying to bring in the battle to the marines. Not really much that can be done. Centrifugal Lux is halfway through. The Lynx trying to buy enough time for the other Lynx to set up the surround. The Queens, of course, staying pretty healthy with all of the transfuses going left and right. Even slow pain Lynx are about to take some good connections. The tanks are gonna get a good trade from Cure. But the damage, yet again, is absolutely zero. Reynor at 54 workers. He's gonna have his key upgrades done. He's gonna start it off with Carapace and, of course, a much needed +1 attack. Cure going for the relentless assault style. Sending yet more units in. That tank is way out of position. Oh, you need a medevac to keep it to safety, but it won't happen. The surround is gonna happen instead. The units from behind from Reynor are gonna get it all. Cure is not in the best spots. Of course, he forced Reynor into a lot of that army. He's not really been producing too many workers. This kind of style kind of forces you into that. You always need to keep in mind that Cure might be sending even more waves after waves after waves and just chip you down slowly. Now Creep is gonna take a serious hit on this side of the map, allowing Cure to take control of 2 of the most deadly choke points for a Zerg player. Yeah, actually it's now 4 of the more deadly choke points. But yeah, I think he's just gonna get away from these queens now that he can, while they respread the creep. Reynor has a lot of queens. Like, there's a moment, I know, right? I thought I was never going to say this, but there is a moment when many queens become too many queens. I don't think you need 15 queens. Oh, what are you going to do? Is it going by your buddy? 15 queens, they're just not gonna cut it. They cannot really fight an army. It's a lot of lanes out on the ground as well, but yeah, the economy of Reynor is not looking really amazing. Not as amazing as it was looking in the other games, and now Cure is gonna drop down to avoid his economy from getting too big. The Spur Caller is gonna fall down immediately. The Painly is trying to get connections, they won't get any. Meanwhile, Cure is still trying to do as much damage as possible, retreating from this location to strike at yet another medevac over here, trying to find a way to strike as well, taking advantage of the other side of the army, distracting his opponent. It's a lot of queens. You don't want to fight them right now. You might want to later on. It's +2 Carabas and +1 melee ongoing from for Reynor. But yeah, his stack. Yeah, now he's dropping an infestation pit. It's a 10 minutes infestation pit. Do you realize how late is that? I don't really like the position of Reynor. He might be solidly defending his economy, but his economy is not really booming right now. He's gonna go for an expansion over here. He's trying to spread creep to avoid that one expansion being instantly killed. But Cure is doing a pretty good job at slowing creep down. Couple marines, gonna take one for the team. While Cure is setting up his key upgrades and his key components. Go for another attack. Hive in the making, dealing enough damage before that hive is up. It's absolutely game-changing for Reynor, for Cure. So lots of queens waiting for this, lots of quick teamers that are gonna go down pretty much immediately. The Liberators trying to leapfrog forward to a location in which the queens cannot bring the fire to the marines and the tanks. Meanwhile, over here, a beautiful run by going on for Reynor. There's one tank and one bunker trying to defend this, but that's so much army being sent from Reynor. Is this too much army being sent from Reynor? He's gonna deal a lot of damage, yes, but I don't really see this doing enough. In the end, the lanes are not really gonna be cleared by the first wave, but the second wave will clear them almost immediately. 54 more lanes and 28 bane lanes incoming. Cure sees these at the perfect moment to leapfrog his Liberators forward and his tanks as well. But Reynor sending even more army in. There's one Liberator blocking the way into the depots. Queens trying to bring the battle to the Marines, and here comes the big surround from Reynor. Will Cure be able to save his army from this? No, he won't. Reynor completely destroying the army of Cure yet again. And now he has a hive. And the losses he took weren't really as significant as we were thinking. Alright. What does Cure do to get back into this game? Because he's looking pretty desperate for now. Reynor is gonna have the tech advantage. He's not doing much with it as of now, but he's gonna have it. More lanes trying to get something done over here. Will not really manage to do much. You know what? Cure has a healthy amount of gas, which is something that Reynor does not have. Even his gas income is lower than Cure's. And the Red Terran is setting up something scary. Liberators on the left, that's a lot of Marines on the right. Funnel is making Marauders as well. Slowing down creep. Reynor, does he care about this? I think he does. Will this base go down? No, it won't. The army of Reynor is a little bit too quick. Creep was still there. And now Reynor can set up yet another fight over here on the left. Cure not in the best position. He's gonna try to walk up this ramp, but there's only death and despair over there. With Creep finally reaching the borders of Cure's base. Well, third base, sorry. Cure finally taking a fourth one as well over here. Oh, Reynor will not find it easy to walk over there. The Banelings are completely disregarding this, and the beautiful splits from Cure gonna keep this army as alive as possible. Liberators chiming into the help as well. Gonna get so many X down. The Spore Crawler is gonna move into position to deal with the Liberators as well as the Queens. The Liberators, will they survive? Yes, but just barely. And Reynor yet again setting up another attack over here. The Medivacs are gonna spot it. And now what is up? Cure still being the aggressor. With Reynor finding though some damage over here. The Marines are gonna deal with this pretty easily. Cure trying to go for the reinforcements. There were not many SCVs over there. The medivacs, will they save the Marines? Almost all of them. Actually, all of them. Gonna be saved. The army on the bottom was retreated from Reynor, with Cure sending more units over here. Such an amazing map control on both sides. But over here, Reynor finally going for the decisive maneuver. Will his Banelings get enough connections? The tanks are going down, the Marines are going down. Another beautiful fight on the side of Reynor. Cure finding himself yet again struggling against the might of the limitless Zergs. Well, numberless, not limitless. I guess it's kind of the same. Oi. I guess whatever. I don't know what happened there, and I think I don't really want to know. There was a huge hotkey problem over there, I think. Still Reynor with a pretty amazing crit spread. Taking full control of his side of the map, dropping yet another base. And Cure not really finding what he's looking for. Liberators trying to keep the queens at bay, but yeah, these are gonna be dead Liberators. They're gonna kill a couple queens, but not really worth it. And here comes another wave of Zergs. Gonna get on top of everything, the Vipers even abducting stuff, and now Cure. It's not in the best of spots, is he? Reynor will retreat from here because Cure has a full army striking into his base. Wait a second. This might be game changing. There's not a lot of Banelings on the ground. Reynor trying to get something done over here. He's gonna kill a lot of workers, but finally Cure will be able to deflect this army. The queens are on one side of the map, while the Marines and the medivacs are on the other. Cure finding some pretty significant damage at last. Yes, he lost 30 workers for it, but the army of Reynor is not looking crazy good. Oh yeah, parasitic bomb is gonna get the life of one of those medivacs. Reynor still looking for a big surround. It's a lot of marauders in his army this time though. And he's even getting concussive palm. We're all waiting for this. We're all waiting for this. Oh! Yeah, okay, okay. He could have got more. He could have got more. But it was still very good to watch. Beautiful Baneling mine. A little bit unlucky on the execution, but Cure is getting another base over here. Reynor trying to set up a surround, at least cutting off the reinforcement from Cure. So many medivacs out on the field. There's even one tank to help with this. But the surround from Reynor is looking as scary as they come. Here comes the Vipers, dropping down a blinding cloud on the single tank. And here comes the reinforcements from behind. Will the Banelings do enough? Oh, I don't think those connections were good enough, but the army of Cure doesn't really look good enough either. Will it survive? These medivacs doing an awful lot of work. And here comes the reinforcements. Clutch attack from Cure, getting an incredible game number 2 in this best of 3 series. It's time for the do or die here on Blackburn. Third set of this best of 3. Here in the bottom right hand corner, the blue Zerg is currently spawning. Will he be fell? Reverse sweep by his opponent. It is Reynor. His opponent in the red instead will try with all of his forces to get the first place in this group. Will he manage? It is Cure. Whoa, who first? Reynor doesn't want to take any chances, does he? He's really afraid of Cure going for some early game shenanigans. He's gonna drop down the pool first. I don't think it's for anything aggressive, like as always. This is a 16 pool we're talking about, it would not really talking? Wait, was a 6 simple? Yeah, I think it was. I'm not really seeing anything like a swarm of lanes coming in, right? I highly doubt it. Last time I said that, well, it ended up differently, but let's be honest here. It's a different matchup. 6 lanes, of course, the average for these kind of openers, to try and get some scouting information while trying to at least slow down the command center a little bit. Since Reynor saw the cure for twice in a row, he didn't go for the Reaper expand, but he just started a Marine. He wanted to change stuff up, and it's pretty clever. Consider the cure this time was even more greedy, with an immediate reactor to drop down 2 Marines at a time, so he would basically have 0 army with this. What does he have? Alright. 6 lanes are gonna get immediately on top of the 1 SCV, slowing down the command center by quite a fair amount. Gonna also get a very good piece of information. Oh, no way. No way. You didn't see the second Rex. Oh boy. I mean, it's still 6 lanes, you can walk on the ramp, right? This 1 SCV... yeah, he's gonna survive. 6 lanes are gonna try to walk over the ramp, but yeah, they can't do it anymore. They will not see the triple Rex from Cure perfectly hidden. Even though that was kind of unlucky. Like, really? I can't believe this just happened. Like, how can you see these Rex, this command center, but you cannot see these Rex? This game is a little bit crazy sometimes. But overall, Reynor will get a 3rd base ongoing. And with a reactored Rex, I think he knows there's something fishy anyway. So maybe he didn't need that piece of information yet. Unless he thought there was going to be a factory soon, but yeah, Cure definitely has some different plans. Combat shields and steam pack going on at the same time. That's a lot of Marines. Reynor should know there's something fishy. And this Overlord would immediately be killed by the Marines of Cure. Reynor trying to spread Lings and Overlords around to catch a glimpse of anything moving outside of Cure's base, or at least get some pieces of information. So many Marines already out. Will Reynor find out? Yeah, he saw a lot of Marines shooting. He should know now. There's a factory incoming at last. So what is Reynor going to do against this? Don't see a double Evo chamber, which is something that happens very often against the 2-1-1. Against the 3-1, kind of different. You probably just want to explode in lanes just when the moment comes and have as strong as an economy as possible. Since your opponent is not really giving up on economy, since he doesn't really need gas for this. You're walking on creep now, dropping down these scan to check what is going on. One of the queen is badly bruised. Will it survive? I think it will. The lane's coming in to the help, trying to get us around, but they will not manage. One queen gets transfused, the other die. So in the end, that one queen did survive, right? And these Marines are bringing one heck of a fight to Reynor. But in the end, the queens and the transfuses came in a little bit too clutch. And Reynor will keep most of his queens alive, which are the most important units he has right now. With the lair almost finishing, as well as a Baneling Nest, he's gonna have the answer to what Cure is doing very shortly. And Cure didn't really manage to find enough damage. His economy is still looking fine, his upgrades are still looking fine, he's gonna have a good setup for a bio game plan. And he's been slowing down creep, but Reynor is taking the golden. And it's gonna be a while before Cure can do something about it. Let's all be honest over here. Reynor re-spreading the creepy loss, and now that he has banelings, he's a little bit less scared about what's incoming. One tank and another full round of Medivac is ready to fly through the map, trying to get something done. Reynor will see them on the map, and he will check what is going on and see exactly what is up. Centrifugal looks halfway through. Reynor needs to buy a little bit of time. The creep teammates are in an amazing position, getting some vision before this army can get too forward. That's a lot of queens ready to set up a concave. There's just one tank with his army, so the lanes should get us around it. Once the time comes, the one single baneling without centrifugal looks is not gonna do much. The queens bringing the fight to these marines, but they're just too far away for the tank to do anything about it. Tank's trying to slow down the reinforcements of Reynor, trying to kill everything coming from behind. But Reynor is kind of trying to do the same. Setting up his own pincer maneuver onto Cure, who's sending one more tank forward, leapfrogging it. Oh, the queens are getting in position. Will this come in favor of Reynor with his surround outcome, I want to. But yeah, it looks like the Marines will able to deflect the surround, but the queens are just too high in number. And right now, Reynor is sitting pretty at a 10 worker supply and an even army with just 1,000 queens on the ground. Spreading creep like there's no tomorrow. And of course, getting all the tech he needs, dropping down the Evo chambers for his Carapace. But Cure doesn't really want to stop, does he? Sending 3 more Medivacs flying in. It's 7 Medivacs right now. Gonna be 2 more tanks with this army as well, and Liberators are on the way to help this push. Reynor trying to set up another surround with these, yeah. That's... yeah, Cure is in your main though. Army spread around to defend one tank on the inhibitor zone. Of course, it's gonna get a lot of damage into the mineral lines before the queens can get it to help. But just the 2 drones being killed, lost. Oh, Reynor going for a little bit of a counter attack. The wall is down, and to be honest, I think many more SCVs than drones will die today. Oh yeah, the banelings, and here goes the economy of Cure. This Liberators trying to leapfrog forward the army of Cure into the main base of Reynor, but back home 11 workers have been killed. Cure's even supply block need to drop down from the Orbiter command. More supply, while Cure is sending even more reinforcements in. There's so many queens over here. Reynor doesn't really care about these, he's just sending his army in. The queens doing a marvelous job at holding these. Just a couple banelings to close it out. Once the time arises, we've seen Cure go for a beautiful comeback in the previous game, and now he has so many Medivacs. This should happen again. Well, could happen again at least. Oh, but yeah, his economy not looking as good as it was in the previous game. 50 more workers have been killed, and Cure is pushing forward onto the main, which is gonna be transfused back to full health times and time again. These queens are just not giving up. There's a little bit piece of ground. They found themselves safe from the tanks and the Liberators, but so will the Medivac do. They won't let a single Marine die. Oh, and the queens getting transfuses. Finally the tanks are getting a couple good shots, and I think a couple queens will fall to these transfuses going left and right, but they're not gonna be really much enough. Of course, it's time for the concave to do something, to surround from behind. The banelings flying in, and the queens doing the rest of the job. Just one tank left standing. The last link on the low ground managed to get a kill. And Reynor, he might have lost a lot of queens, but this game is still pretty much in his hands. 9 more Marines incoming. Cure doesn't really care about replacing his economy. 23 workers against 53, and he's still producing only army. To be honest, I don't really know about that, because 18 more lanes and 4 Banes and 4 Queens are incoming from Reynor, who has a golden base and is taking his 5th expansion. Reynor is definitely in a good spot, and here needs to deal significant damage. The main base is actually exposed, and Reynor has half of his army just on the middle of nothing. He's gonna send a little bit of this army back. Oh, tank was not siege. Yeah, here just needs to retreat immediately. And Reynor yet again trying to set up another surround, or will he just go for more reinforcements kill? I think he's looking a little bit for both. More lanes and more lanes incoming, 61 workers to 23. Reynor in such a commanding spot right now. Will he be able to close it out with yet another surround? The Queens holding the ground for the time being, allowing these lanes to complete. Reynor looking to shock as soon as reinforcements come in, but Cure is hitting on OLEDs right now, which is not good for Reynor, who's also gonna lose 2 Queens for free. Meanwhile, Reynor getting the reinforcements over here, and not even detonating some of his banelings. But over here, of course, Cure is setting up a huge control of this position. The tanks are not really healthy though. Oh, and here it comes again. Reynor with a pincer maneuver. The banelings trying to detonate out. Oh my goodness. That was one of the best banelings control I've ever seen. There was no escape for Cure. He was forced to retreat every single unit inside the medivacs, but he lost so many of his own marines. And now Reynor has also the army supply advantage, not just a worker. And it's looking crazy. He's catching even more reinforcements out on the field. The banelings looking to catch some marines undefended, while the lanes, of course, get rid of everything else. Reynor swarming them up, which is just so much blue going left and right. 10 more workers are going to be killed, setting the economy of Cure to 13 workers. And it's time for the Hail Mary, I think, on the side of Cure. You're not gonna be in a better position than this ever in this game, and this situation is looking already pretty desperate. So you gotta do something about it. He finds the gold and he wants to strike at it, he wants to deal damage, but Reynor is already on top of this. This base is going to be annihilated by the lanes, while back home Reynor still has much more than enough to actually deal with the army of Cure. I think there's no coming back for the Terran player, and I think Reynor will at last get this series. Another medivac trying to get some kind of comeback maneuver in favor of Cure, but it's just 8 workers, guys, against the 61 of Reynor, who's on 160 supply with 99 of it being army. And now the last stand of the Terran, and it's not gonna be very long. Reynor takes the whole series here on Blackburn.